The world was a concrete jungle, a place where nature's whispers had been silenced by the roar of machinery and the relentless march of progress. The once vibrant landscapes, teeming with life and color, had been replaced by a monotonous expanse of gray and steel. Gone were the lush forests, the vibrant meadows, the serene lakes, the places where children once played, where families gathered for picnics, and where the soul found solace in the embrace of nature. Now these places existed only in memories and faded photographs. Skyscrapers clawed at the sky, their steel and glass reflecting the harsh sun. These towering giants, symbols of human achievement, now stood as silent sentinels over a world that had forgotten the gentle touch of a breeze through the trees or the soft rustle of leaves. The air was heavy, thick with pollutants. Each breath was a reminder of the cost of progress, a price paid in the currency of health and well-being. The once clear skies, painted with the hues of dawn and dusk, were now a perpetual grey, a canvas of despair. Breathing masks were not a choice but a necessity. They were as common as shoes, a part of daily life. The simple act of breathing, once taken for granted, had become a struggle, a fight against the invisible enemies that filled the air. This was Earth, but not the Earth of old. It was a new world, forged in the fires of industry and molded by the hands of progress. A world where the natural and the artificial had collided, and the artificial had won. This was a world stripped bare, a testament to human greed and apathy. The once bustling streets filled with the sounds of life and laughter were now silent, echoing with the ghosts of what once was. Buildings, once symbols of prosperity, now stood in decay, their facades crumbling under the weight of time and neglect. The very air seemed to crackle with a strange energy, an unsettling hum that permeated the silence, a reminder of the unnatural forces at play. It was as if the world itself was holding its breath, waiting for something, anything to break the monotony. It was the absence of something vital, something that once whispered through leaves and flowed in rivers. The rivers, once lifelines of the land, were now dry and cracked, their beds a testament to the relentless thirst of progress. The trees, once proud and tall, now stood as skeletal reminders of a time when the earth was alive. Nature was gone, replaced by a cold, metallic world. A world where the hum of machinery had replaced the songs of birds, and the scent of flowers had been replaced by the acrid smell of industry. It was a world devoid of the simple pleasures that once made life beautiful. The sun beat down mercilessly, its warmth no longer tempered by the shade of trees. The once gentle rays, filtered through a canopy of leaves, were now harsh and unforgiving, reflecting off the concrete and steel, creating a heat that was almost unbearable. The ground, hard and unforgiving, offered no solace. The once soft earth, where plants took root and life flourished, was now a barren wasteland. Each step was a reminder of the loss, a journey through a world that had forgotten how to nurture and grow. In this desolate landscape, hope seemed like a distant memory. The dreams of a better future, once bright and vibrant, had faded into the grey of the present. The laughter of children, the songs of birds, the rustle of leaves, all were echoes of a past that seemed almost mythical. The old stories, tales of a green and vibrant planet, felt like myths. They were the stuff of legends, passed down from generation to generation, each telling a little less vivid, a little more distant. They were reminders of a time when the world was alive, when nature and humanity existed in harmony. They spoke of a time when the air was clean, the water pure, and the earth teeming with life. A time when the world was a garden, and humanity its careful gardener. These stories were a beacon of what once was, a glimpse into a past that seemed almost too beautiful to be real. Now those stories only served as a painful reminder of what had been lost. They were a mirror, reflecting the stark contrast between the past and the present. Each photograph, each tale, was a testament to the beauty that had been sacrificed on the altar of progress. The future seemed bleak, a never-ending cycle of consumption and destruction. The path ahead was uncertain, shrouded in the shadows of the choices made. Yet, within the darkness, there was a glimmer of hope, a spark that refused to be extinguished. For as long as there were those who remembered, there was a chance, however small, to reclaim what had been lost. Yet, even in the darkest of times, hope finds a way. It is in these moments of despair that the human spirit shines the brightest, refusing to be extinguished by the overwhelming darkness. The world had changed. But the essence of resilience remained unaltered. Scattered across the desolate landscape were pockets of resistance. These were not just random acts of defiance, but organized efforts to reclaim what was lost. In the shadows of the crumbling edifices, life was beginning to stir once more. Small groups of people, their spirits unbroken, clung to the memory of the past. They shared stories of a time when the world was green and vibrant, a stark contrast to the bleak reality they now faced. These gatherings were more than just a means of survival. They were a testament to the enduring human spirit. They called themselves the Guardians, a diverse group united by a common goal: to restore Earth to its former glory. Each member brought with them a unique set of skills and experiences, forming a tapestry of hope and determination. There was Maya, a young woman who grew up on stories of her grandfather's farm, a green oasis in a world that had long forgotten the taste of fresh food. Her eyes would light up as she recounted tales of endless fields of crops and the sweet scent of blooming flowers. These stories were her anchor, a reminder of what once was and what could be again. She yearned for the feel of grass beneath her feet, the scent of wildflowers in the air. The memories of her grandfather's farm were not just stories to her, they were a vision of the future she fought for every day. She believed that the earth could heal, that the barren lands could once again be fertile. Then there was Kai, a tech genius who had hacked into government databases and uncovered the truth about the environmental disaster. His discoveries were chilling, revealing a web of corruption and negligence that had led to the planet's downfall. But Kai was not one to be easily deterred. He saw the data, the cold, hard numbers that spelled out the planet's demise. Yet within those numbers, he also saw a glimmer of hope. He believed that technology, the very thing that had contributed to the planet's destruction, could also be the key to its salvation. Kai worked tirelessly, developing new systems and strategies to combat the environmental crisis. Aisha, a historian, had spent years studying ancient texts, piecing together the knowledge of past civilizations that lived in harmony with nature. Her research was a beacon of hope, illuminating a path forward. She believed that by learning from the past, humanity could forge a new future. She knew that a different future was possible, one where humanity and nature thrived together. Aisha's work was not just academic, it was a call to action. She organized community efforts to restore the land, planting trees and reviving ecosystems. Her vision was clear: a world where humans and nature coexisted in harmony. And finally, there was Omar, a weathered old nomad who had wandered the wastelands for years, witnessing the slow death of the planet. His journey was one of sorrow and loss, but also of wisdom and resilience. Omar had seen the worst of what humanity could do, but he also believed in the potential for redemption. He carried with him the stories of the past, a warning and a plea for change. Around the campfire, he would share tales of a time when the earth was bountiful and life was abundant. These stories were not just memories, they were lessons, urging the younger generation to learn from the mistakes of their ancestors. These were the Guardians, a group of individuals from different walks of life, brought together by a shared sense of purpose. They were not just fighting for survival, they were fighting for a future. Each member played a crucial role, their combined efforts creating a force to be reckoned with. They knew the task ahead was daunting, but they refused to give up hope. Their determination was unwavering, fueled by the belief that change was possible. They strategized and planned, each step bringing them closer to their goal. The road was long and fraught with challenges, but they were ready to face whatever came their way. They believed that somewhere, hidden amidst the concrete and steel, a spark of life remained. This spark was more than just a symbol. It was a promise of renewal. They nurtured it, protected it, and watched it grow, a testament to their unwavering faith in the future. A spark that could ignite a revolution. The Guardians were not just dreamers, they were doers. They knew that real change required action, and they were prepared to fight for it. Their journey was just beginning, but they were ready to face the challenges ahead, united by a common goal and an unbreakable spirit. Their search began with a whisper, a faint murmur that carried the weight of ancient secrets and forgotten tales. It was a whisper that spoke of hope in a world that had long since lost its way. This whisper was more than just a sound. It was a legend passed down through generations, a story that had survived the test of time. Elders would gather the young around campfires, recounting the tale of a hidden paradise, a sanctuary untouched by the ravages of pollution and greed. The legend spoke of a hidden oasis, a place where nature thrived in defiance of the desolation that surrounded it. It was said to be a lush green haven amidst a dry, barren land, a hidden forest surrounded by an unforgiving desert. At the heart of this oasis stood the last tree on Earth, a majestic symbol of hope for a dying planet. This tree was not just a plant, it was a beacon of life, a testament to the resilience of nature. The Guardians, a diverse group drawn together by this shared belief, embarked on a perilous journey to find this mythical tree. They were united by a common goal, driven by the hope that this tree could be the key to restoring balance to their world. Their quest led them through the desolate wastelands, where the ground was cracked and lifeless, a stark reminder of the world's decline. Each step they took was a step into the unknown, a journey through a landscape that seemed to stretch on forever. They traversed treacherous mountains of rubble, the remnants of once great civilizations now reduced to ruins. The path was fraught with danger, each climb a test of their endurance and determination. The Guardians also ventured through the decaying ruins of once great cities where nature had begun to reclaim what was lost. Overgrown vegetation intertwined with crumbling buildings, creating a hauntingly beautiful juxtaposition of life and decay. They faced sandstorms that choked the air, reducing visibility to mere inches. The toxic smog that hung heavy in the atmosphere was a constant threat, a reminder of the world's polluted state. The Guardians had to evade the watchful eyes of the authorities, who patrolled the wastelands with drones and security cameras. These authorities, under the control of the corporation, were relentless in their pursuit of anyone who dared to challenge their dominion. The world they traveled was harsh and unforgiving, a testament to the destructive power of unchecked progress. Industrial ruins littered the landscape, remnants of a time when humanity's ambition knew no bounds. Despite the challenges, the Guardians relied on each other's strengths. Their differences became their greatest asset, each member bringing unique skills and perspectives to the group. They worked together in harmony, their unity a beacon of hope in a fractured world. Maya's knowledge of survival skills was invaluable. She taught the group how to find water in the most unlikely places, how to build shelters from the sparse resources available, and how to navigate the harsh terrain. Kai's technological prowess was equally crucial. He used advanced gadgets to map their route, communicate with distant allies, and even hack into the corporation's systems to gather vital information. Aisha's historical knowledge helped them decipher ancient clues that led them closer to their goal. She could read the symbols and languages of old, piecing together the puzzle that would guide them to the hidden oasis. And Omar, with his years of experience in the wastelands, was their guide through the harshest terrains. His instincts and knowledge of the land were unmatched, and he led the group with unwavering confidence. Their journey was fraught with danger. They encountered natural obstacles that tested their limits, from treacherous cliffs to unstable ground. Each challenge they faced only strengthened their resolve. They also encountered scavengers, desperate and ruthless individuals fighting for survival in a world with dwindling resources. These encounters were often violent, a stark reminder of the desperation that pervaded the land. The Guardians faced the wrath of the corporation, the entity that controlled every aspect of their lives. The corporation's greed knew no bounds, and they would stop at nothing to maintain their stranglehold on the world. But through it all, the Guardians persevered. Their hope was fueled by the legend of the last tree, a symbol of a better future. They believed that if they could find this tree, they could restore balance to their world and bring life back to the barren lands. Around campfires, they shared stories and dreams, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. They were more than just a group of adventurers. They were a family, united by a common purpose. As they journeyed on, they began to see signs that they were on the right path. Small patches of green amidst the desolation, a rare bird sighting, or a clear stream of water gave them hope that the oasis was real and within reach. Standing at the edge of a vast desert, the Guardians looked out with determination and hope. They knew that their journey was far from over, but they also knew that they had come too far to turn back now. With renewed vigor they pressed on, their spirits lifted by the promise of what lay ahead. The legend of the last tree was no longer just a whisper. It was a guiding light, leading them towards a future where life could once again flourish. And so, with each step they took, the Guardians moved closer to their goal, driven by the belief that they could make a difference. The quest for the last tree had begun, and with it, the hope for a new beginning.